our video because we're working with technology and sometimes it does wacky stuff and we're not really sure what happened. So I'm just going to post a part 2 and the producer is going to post it in the group. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just technology. As Miss Denise says, it's not you, it's technology because I really didn't press anything. Something just stopped, and that's okay because we got fabulous ladies on. The devil is a liar. Yes, he is. He's just trying to mess with my sunshine, and I will not allow it. No, I will not. Yes, honey. Yes. Do you see my sparkly cuffs? Isn't this cute?
I like the sleeve.
Right? Isn't that cute? I wore this to Elite Models and Bottles event the other day, and I was like, "Ooh, today I feel like wearing it again," because the sleeves are so dramatic and just, the holidays are coming. I'm getting into the festive mode. So we're part twoing. We're talking about entrepreneurs. We're talking about how the highs and lows of it, the good, the bad, the indifferent, and what that means. And so my question to Andrea was, what do you do to keep you grounded and sane in being an entrepreneur? Because it can get hard. It can throw you off balance. What is it that you do to make you whole and go?
Well, I have my family. I'm a mom, and that's number one. Always. Family comes first. The business can go and come, but the family's going to be there. That's who's supporting me. I have the spa. I have the pedicure bowl. I have the paraffin treatment, the massage chair at the mall or at the spa. I take $1 and give them let them work on my back when I need a little bit. Exercise. I love to swim, but to keep my heart together, I have my faith. But to keep my mind clear, I write, which brought me to actually becoming part of Team Pose. That's a craft that I've had since I was younger, and writing has kept me sane. And somebody noticed, so it's actually now part of Pose magazine. I'm the content editor for magpose.com. So if you're able to go online outside of in between your subscription to the magazine month to month, I post blogs, most of the blog posts, and you'll see my name there. And check it out, get inspired, may give you some information to do something new, and yeah, so that's what relaxes me. And helping other people, volunteering is also a great thing.
Tell me what you wrote about in this month's Pose.
Well, I don't write for the actual magazine, the issue. I write for the blog, the mag.com, magpose.com. So I write about a few times a week. This last week I wrote about a sensual choreographer. I actually attended one of her classes in Chicago, and it was more sweat than sensuality. I practice and get it down packed for I can't tell you who's viewing pleasure, but exercise, like I said. And I also wrote about what's to do for fall outside of Halloween now that that's over, and Thanksgiving. There are other things that could be done while the weather is kind of that in between, because just Saturday was freezing here in Nashville, and then today was almost 70 degrees. So I'm really not sure what's going on, but I wrote about some things that you can do with your family, with your boo, or with your friends, your girlfriends, that's still outdoors or indoors, to have some fun before it really gets cold. So stay tuned at magpost.com. I'll be posting tonight, actually, so hopefully you'll share and read and enjoy and be inspired.
Great. So I will post all those links on the video, and I will also share them on my website and inside of this event as well, so that you guys could go and support Andrea. And please do share. And don't forget, if you have questions for her, it's Guan, SYL, hashtag, and ask your questions so that we can get these ladies some good, juicy questions out there. So, again, I'm sorry for everybody who's watching, because I can see everybody that's watching. So the people that were over finally figured out, and they're over to video too. So I'm sorry. Something happened, and it's not my fault. That's all I'm going to say. It's not my fault. The devil's a liar. Yes, he is. He just knows that we are inspirational women and we are helping and changing women's lives. And we're showing them that we can have it all and we can do it. And it is hard work. But I believe if you have a support system, if you have mentors, if you have people that love you, and you have those little tips that help you stay grounded, that you can do it all. It's never easy, but it's always worth it. At the end of the day, when you close your eye and you lay in your bed and it's like, I did it. And I did it on my terms. My terms. Do you get that? So when it's a mistake, it's my mistake. If it's a pricey mistake, it's your pricey mistake. And if it's a good thing, you did it on your own. Nothing gives me the greatest joy than doing that. So I do that every day. And I've done that every day for the last 7 years. The highs, the lows, the in-betweens, the ups and downs. But I love it. Yes, honey. So Miss Denise,
Yes,
same question for you. What do you do to keep yourself centered? Because I know you. But what do you do?
Well, of course, lots of prayer. You have to pray, especially when you're a business owner. Keep yourself centered. And with prayer, you have to take some time for yourself. Kind of have like a woosah moment. Have time for yourself and, get away from everyone and everything for a moment. I like to go to the gym to release stress.
Okay.
I go to the gym every morning. I work out to release all of the stress and everything that goes along with businesses. And I have a great support system. I have a great family who supports me, who encourages me and encourages me to go further, and great customers also. I have some awesome customers. I have some customers that you wouldn't believe. They are so awesome. And I've had them, come back over and over again. They've brought friends with them. Just awesome.
Awesome. Let's talk about, Andrea, let's talk about being a plus size model. How do you deal with competition out there? I mean, it's one thing to be a entrepreneur, but now you got to deal with the competition of it all.
Well, the competition will never go away.
Good advice.
So accepting that you are not always going to be the best case scenario, but accepting that you're not always going to be the worst. That's what the work comes in. But sometimes you have favor. I'm just going to give it to you straight. Sometimes you have favor. Sometimes you get opportunities that you don't deserve. Sometimes you get opportunities that you worked hard for, but you didn't work hard enough, and the favor got you the rest of the way across the bridge. And then some things, of course, you work hard. It's just like, A plus B equals C. But a lot of times it could be favor. And that is something that helps with being competitive, is having that faith and being able to have that extra edge. Sometimes people can see it when you walk into a room. Sometimes it's not your beauty. Sometimes it's not the tissue on the bottom of your shoe that's gaining the attention, or the glitter on the wrist. Sometimes it is that extra aura of your spirit, of the essence of who you are and whose you are. That attracts people to you. It's something extra that you have to offer. It's something that they get when you speak, or something that they receive from you, from your words, or from you walking across the room. And how you treat other people can make a big, huge difference in the industry on how far you go. Because if you change somebody's life, that lasts forever. And,
Forever.
They never forget that, and they tell a friend, and a friend tells a friend. Good press is great. Bad press, it's the same thing. But understanding that you have competition, understanding that you're not on a plane by yourself, respecting the fact that it is an industry, it is a job, and not taking that for granted, and putting in the work. You know, I have to stay in the gym, and people say, you look awesome for, having children. And I say, I have to. That's
That's your
part of
job.
my job, right?
That's your job.
So
That's your brand.
that's part of the brand,
That's
yes.
part of the
You have
brand.
to respect that, and you have to understand that even though the Oreos look so good, oh my I have to say no. Like I have to make a choice. What if I'm going to eat what I'm eating for Thanksgiving? I'm already thinking about what's on the list of my plate because I know the summer body is made in the winter, and it's getting ready to get cold. I have to work even harder when it's colder outside just to be fresh for the spring line. Hopefully, I'll be Faboo sometime soon.
You know
Shameless
what?
plug, but yes, that's the thing about competition is knowing and understanding, respecting that you have competition and being competitive, and that's you got to put in the work.
Perfect. I love it. Miss Denise, how do you deal with
Yes, ma'am.
competition? I mean, let me tell everybody out there, I use Denise product and I had to have her on. Not because she comes from my island. I am an avid user. I do not like ever put anything out there that I don't use. Please note, this is my crack butter as I have so dimly named it. It is like, oh, do you see the bottom? You can see my eyes. And I've been telling Miss Denise, oh, that looks like a drawing in there. That looks like a little rabbit. And I've been telling Miss
It
Denise,
sure does.
doesn't it look like a little rabbit? I've been telling Miss Denise, but I have this in my wallet and I use it like sparingly. This is body cracked. Body crack. Her products, I use her lip products. And for my daughter as well, because she had mentioned it earlier, that there is no preservatives, it's all natural, which is amazing because my daughter is allergic to all kind of preservatives, so she cannot use them or she breaks out in hives. So Island Kisses work perfectly. You think at 100 I look this good because I look this good? I look this good because I Island Kiss, girls. Hey, boo. This is what I do. But I really do use her products, and they are unique. And I do have a lot of sinus issues, and the scents are mild, and they're not very strong because like I don't wear perfumes and stuff like that. So when you smell me, that's the natural smell of my fabulosityness. Okay, okay. So I don't use perfumes, and it's been years, so I'm okay with it. I have a dresser full of perfumes. People still buy them for me because they don't know that I have really bad sinuses. But when I use lotions and butters and stuff like that, even up to my lip gloss, it can't have a lot of smells because then it irritates my sinuses and then I start congestion and my eyes start running. So I have to be really, really careful. So Miss Denise products works absolutely amazing. So what makes your brand unique? How do you deal with the competition out there? And yeah.
Well, because the industry that I'm in, there are a lot of creators of the products that I make, but I try to make my products in a unique way. Actually, I had a customer send me a message yesterday, and she asked me, why does your product always have to smell and look like food? And I was like, well, it's to entice the customer and make them see it in a different way. You don't want it to be boring. You want it to look appealing. So I try to, even down to the decoration of my labels, I decorate them in a way where if a customer sees them, they don't even have to know what's inside. They say, I want that. And, I've had customers who've done that before. I've been to events and a customer walked up, she saw my label, she saw some of my products, I put little bows on them just to make them look appealing. Because, a lot of the customers, they said, it's visual. What they see is what they want. And, then I let them feel the body butter. And
ooh, see, she took that
then
she took the crack out. She took the crack
and
out.
they're drawn to it. And I let them feel it. and then they're addicted like you are, Sharon.
I am. It definitely is, especially for the winter time. I'm an island girl. I get older. I feel like my skin is drier, and this really helped me. So when I met Denise and I got some of her products, I was immediately amazed by how great it is. Actually, we have some questions for you ladies. Hey, so from Ebony, Andrea, I'm sorry, everybody. From Ebony, Andrea, how do you, Ebony is the owner of Shoe Vibes in St. Thomas, the U.S. Virgin Islands. How do you stay encouraged and driven to keep going forward, even when discouragement comes? How do you stay driven?
Encouraged and driven. Well, like I stated, I have my support system, and I believe in myself. I believe that I'm walking in my purpose, and sometimes that will carry you. The fact that it's meant for you will carry you in the times when you don't have the strength, because it's something that you do automatically. It's a part of who you are. Like, I'm sure you could sew clothes in your sleep, in the shower, gardening, and you're designing or sketching something, and you're trying to cook chicken with one hand and with the other, which you might.
Got a camera in my house. You got a
camera. But I mean, I do the same thing, and I'm always thinking about what's new, what's next, what's going to be competitive, like we were talking about earlier, and how can I, go take things to the next level and take things on, a larger scale and expand the territory, and being prepared and making sure that you're prepared for the yes or the big yes. Because sometimes you can want something so very badly and then you get it, but you're not ready. And that's kind of the worst thing, is the sabotage with not being prepared. So, I have to ask myself and reflect, am I ready for it? I might be discouraged, I might be down, but this may be something that's telling me, okay, this might be the time where you need to rest, or this might be the time where you might need to reevaluate. You might need to turn, curve on the right instead of turning left like you intended to, because that wouldn't have got you as ready. So, take that time. It's for a reason. And don't be so discouraged, but like you mentioned earlier, look for the purpose in it. There is a reason for it. So, it's all in your attitude and in your actions. So that's the best answer I have.
What's the lesson? What's the lesson?
Get your notebook ready and your pen and paper.
Yes, Denise, same question for you.
Can you repeat it for me?
I sure will. What keeps you driven and encouraged?
Well, this question is kind of like the question you asked us earlier, and going back to, lots of prayer, having an awesome support system. I have a family that encourages me and drives me to do what I'm doing right now, or else I wouldn't be this far. I would have quit in the beginning if I didn't have the support system. And, prayer, lots and lots of prayer,
Okay.
is what I do in order to stay motivated.
Yes, I do prayer too. Actually, we have a question for you, Denise, from Rosiah Morris.
Okay.
I've actually just worked with her on I styled Pressure bust pipe for his release of his new video, and she was actually a hairstylist on set, which was awesome because we talked about stuff that I could do with Diana, and Diana has just been going free and doing what the hell she wants up in here, and she runs my life, and I can't tell her what to do. That's my hair, and I'm been trying to tame her. So we talked about that. So her question is, I've been a hairstylist for over 20 years, and I want to get into the industry. but my fear gets the best of me. How do I get past my fear to conquer my dream? Hashtag the No Ring Crew, because that's what we called ourselves on set.
Well, I think the main thing is, believe in yourself. It takes yourself first, to believe in yourself and say, I can do this. I will do this. And, you have to take a leap. I listen to Steve Harvey a lot, and he says, leap off of that mountain if it's something that you really, really want to do. And I think she should, if that's what she really wants to do, I think she should do it.
Good. I think so too. Andrea, what would you say to Rosiah to help encourage her that she's scared to jump? She's scared to jump off the bridge.
Well, when you're fearful, and I'm a roller skater, and in learning how to roller skate, I will fall a lot.
She said a lot.
Now I don't fall, but I used to fall. But I would have to keep getting back up, and I would have to try again, and try harder, and sometimes try in a different way, and sometimes take time to listen to what the instructions were, find some guidance, find someone to help me or teach me or tell me, look at the other people who were skating, try to mimic what they're doing, and all these things come into play with when you're scared. You have to find some guidance. You might need to get a mentor, someone who can help to hold your hand and walk you through as a resource, because you're not by yourself. Unless you are an innovator, and this has never happened on the trace of the earth, there's at least one other person who's done it before. And even if they have not succeeded at it, they can tell you how to fail, so you can at least know what not to do. So that you can hopefully be more successful.
I love that.
If you have some type of fear outside of just regular being anxious, because even every time, as many runways as I've been on, before I hit that runway, the fear sets in. But it's really just nervous energy. So you really want to make sure that it's not just nervous energy and that it's actually fear. And if it's really fear, what are you scared of? Are you scared of success? Or are you scared of failure? Because depending on what that answer might be will determine if you need to stop doing what you're doing, or if you need to push harder and then go to getting those resources, getting that guidance, watching some other people who are doing it, doing some research, and you're going to have to take a step. You're going to have to fall. You're going to have to try again, and it's got to be worth it to you. How bad do you really want it? Because that's going to make the difference in getting there.
I love that. I love that. For me, answering Rosiah's question, anything that I've ever done in my life that was fearful, I always run to the fear, because I knew that would stretch me and make me a better person. Because if you stay in your comfort zone, in that comfort box, in what feels good, how can you become truly what you were destined to be? Because you can't be all that you need to be if you stay in the box, looking outside, hanging over. You can't be. So for me, I'm always like, if I'm scared, I freestyle jump backwards off the bridge, like boom. Sequence on sleeve and everything. I'm going off the bridge. And sometimes it's really, really scary. But I always say, somewhere going down, you're going to grab something. You're going to hold something. Something is going to make sense. And then you can hold. You might slip, but you can still grab something. But at least you're doing something. It's nothing worse than living and then living with regret because you didn't try, you didn't do. You let the fear win. Fear? Fear? Psst. Let's spit at the fear. Oh, that's so dramatic. That's so mean. Anyway, so like really, just like for me, fear is Fear is who I dance with. We have wine together and we talk, and I tell her, you don't win, I win, and you make me stretch and become more mature and grow. So what I will tell you is that it takes baby steps, like Andrea and Denise says, and you just keep going forward and not giving up. And like Andrea said, to find a mentor, have a support system, because sometimes you're gonna want to run away and not do, and it just becomes too scary. So fear is all part of growth. And so embrace the fear so that you can grow. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And all of us here on this panel tonight all have fear, all have doubts, all have things, the voices that tell us we're not good enough, we're not this, we're not that. A lot of times you have to tell those voices, I don't want to hear you, today's not the day. And then sometimes you have to pick up the phone and call that mentor or that trusted confidant and go, yo, I need you to talk me off this ledge, because right now this is how I'm feeling. Because none of us can get where we gotta go without a support system. It is impossible. So whether it's prayer, your inner circle team, your mentor, it is impossible for you to get there by yourself. We need each other, and that's why we're here. So I will post Andrea's information, and I will post Miss Denise's information, and I want to thank my guests today. Can you believe like an hour went by so fast? Like boom, 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 even with our mishaps and stuff, single ladies. So I want to thank Andrea for coming out. Her food is still cooking. That's a mama boy. She threw her food on, came on in between doing her work, and then she's going to go back to family. And sometimes you got to juggle a lot of balls to make it work. But you make it work because it's your dream. It's your destiny. It is what you were meant to do. And like Andrea said, it's a burning desire inside of you that will not stop. You cannot stop until you get there. So you'll keep going and fighting and fighting and fighting. If I don't sow and I don't create, I don't breathe. I am the best me when I create. I don't have to think about it. I just do it, like breathing. Like Andrea said, I'm cooking, I'm sewing, I'm throwing chicken over here, I'm throwing wash in, and it's perfect. It's perfect. And Miss Denise, thank you so much for coming through, being fabulous with your skin. I see your skin. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. We're going to talk because my elbows are ashy. And
oh, Lord, here we go.
Oh, yes. You know that call's going to come and she's going to be like, shucks, Miss Sharon. Why?
How big is this box going to be?
This box is going to be big. This box is going to be big.
I think so.
This box is going to be really, really big. And Miss Denise does hair oil, so I use her hair oil in my fro. And she has, again, great products. I will post all the links to go to their website, read Andrea's blog, go to Miss Denise Island Kissez store, and you guys support these women, love on these women, be encouraged with these women. Let's be a community. We are all about empowering and helping each other. So again, Miss Denise, thank you so much for being part of episode 5. I truly, truly appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So guys, thank you again for joining me for episode 5. It is truly, truly my desire to empower women and show you that they are people just like you in this world who are working towards their dreams and striving, and they have fear. They're moms. They're entrepreneurs. They are wives. They are sisters, and they're everything, but they're still going forward. So we're going to be about that no excuse team, and we're going to start doing stuff. And if you guys have questions, or you need me to kick you in your booty, or you need Andrea to kick you in your booty, don't call Miss Denise, because she likes to kick people in the booty. Don't do it. I called her once, and I was like, never again will I do that. But please reach out. Please send me an email. You guys can hit me up on Facebook on Guam by Sharon. my inbox. I think my email is guanstyleyolife@gmail.com. If you guys have questions, you need encouragement, whatever it is, we will post all our guests today in our I'm almost there. We'll post all the links so that you guys can shop, support, show love, leave comments on these ladies' pages to let them know how much we love them, we care, we support, and we encourage. Again, thank you for joining us. Episode 5. Guan, I dare you to be extraordinarily fabulous. Bye-bye.
Thank you.